Hey everyone, how's it going? Daniel here. Today we're taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, which I have here in the gray color, same color that I got for the Z Flip 5, which is just such a lovely color. So let's go ahead and take a look at this straight away and get into it. Now this retails for around $1,800 or so, and it's just such an expensive device, especially for such a new form factor that still hasn't really managed to prove itself, in my opinion at least. It's just been always clunky and awkward. And so, I don't know, let's just go ahead and see this one and see how it feels. Because the Z Flip 5, I really do like, and I think Samsung is very close to nailing it. And this one is a fantastic device for this year. But let's see the Z Fold 5. Does it also feel the same way? Color-wise, it is fantastic. Same as the Z Flip 5. These colors, it's just like this gunmetal gray that they're using for this aluminum on the online colors. It's a matte finish. It feels nice and cool to the touch. The back gray is just fantastic, and the contrast with the dark gunmetal gray again is just so nice. So this is some of the best colors that I've seen on a phone in a really long time. I'm such a fan of this. It looks fantastic. Feeling wise, it does feel very, I don't know, solid in the hand actually. It feels like a big chunk of like just a phone right there. It doesn't feel like a folding phone. It feels very solid. You can see the hinge here. It's now basically flat here. It used to have a little gap there, which kind of sucked. It just made the phone a little bit more awkward to hold and bigger to hold, which was weird. And now it just kind of feels better. Everything just is very nice, very solid. I really like that. Lots of speakers going on here at the top, at the bottom. Then we have here a SIM card slot. Very nice, USB-C at the bottom. It is water resistant, but not dust resistant, so you can't take it to the beach or the gym if you have chalk or anything like that. Inside, still that gap is very noticeable. That fold, the crease, yikes, not great. Has not been improved very much. It's not the worst thing while you're using it, but my goodness, does it make it just look cheap once you open it? That's always been my biggest gripe. It's just like, the outside screen is glass, and so it feels like a normal phone, but then the inside one, it just has that crease, and it just makes it feel like, for some reason, still like a beta device. I think we do have to still work on that, especially that plastic look to it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and set this guy up, and we'll check it out once everything's ready. Alrighty, so let's see here what is inside of the box. As always, not very much nowadays, but let's see here. USB-C, SIM jack tool, and a quick start guide. Same exact thing as the Z Flip 5's box. So shame, nothing special, but it is what it is. So here we have it, giving us notifications already, and mistakenly opened the weather app. But yeah, look at that screen. It is very nice, very vibrant. Of course, glass here, so that's nice. Same thing as the front of the Z Flip 5. The front is glass, and then the inner display is that plasticky, supposedly ultra thin glass, but ultimately, since it has a screen protector and everything, it feels like a plastic screen. Your finger kind of sticks to it a little bit, and it's not terrible, but it's not great. But here, it's nice that you can use this full phone completely from the outer display. The dimensions, still not something that I love. Everyone's been complaining about it for the longest time, but Samsung will not budge on just making this either a little shorter or a little wider. Crazy to me that they just kept it. It is nice to use one-handed because you can reach everything here side to side very easily. Not the corners very easily, but definitely this bottom half of the phone. Super easy to use and reach everything. But here you go. That's how the apps look here. You can see it just looks like a very thin Android device. You go ahead, you open it, you get a different screen here because you can customize them separately, and it's all a mess just because like everything's backed up and just all over the place, but it doesn't matter. You have your little app drawer that if we go here onto a browser, you have all these apps here, kind of like your PC, your Mac, or even like an iPad, and you can drag these apps out and open them next to each other. That's my mail, so we won't do that, but let's go ahead and do Spotify. So you can just drag and open. So this is what I was talking in the Z Flip 5. The software here is very mature. They worked really good on it. It works how you would expect a tablet to work. So that's very nice. Let's bring that one up there. And then let's go ahead and grab Infinite Painter again. Let's imagine here, let's go next to this. So you can have music at the top, web browsing here at the bottom left, and then painting here on the right if you wanted to. Of course, you know, just imagine your own scenarios, but it is a very cool thing. So we can open up here black canvas. And of course the S Pen is going to work with this. Last year's S Pen is going to work with this, as well as the new S Pen. I didn't get that because I don't care for it. For as long as they don't build it into the phone, I could care less about it. I really think that the hinge would have been better, just bigger, and then the pen having been in there. I know this phone is thin, but it just needs to have the pen. There's no point of carrying an extra bulky case that makes the phone like twice as big to put the case or to put the S Pen in there. It's just ridiculous. I would definitely use this without a case, as risky as it is, just because I need to keep it slim. It just gets too big with a case. Here we go back into the front display, and you'll see kind of the major issue with this display. Since it's so thin and narrow, websites and everything, they're impossible to read. The text is tiny, things are very slim. A lot of objects and websites are gonna, or emails and stuff like that, they're gonna just look out of place and things are just gonna look off, especially for an $1,800 phone. That's kind of part of the experience for me. And so it sucks that that's the case. Here, if we go to keypad, for example, this is very easy to use. So lists like this, like contacts and everything, very easy. But when you go into apps, certain things and elements, especially games, depending on how they load up on the screen, it's not gonna be the best thing. Best example here being, if I can even find it, Balloons. All right, so here we open Balloons TD6. You can see, like, imagine that you want to play the game without opening it for whatever reason, whether it's space constraint or you want to use up less battery, whatever. Here, you'll see that it's very hard to play certain things or even use certain apps just because of the ratio. So it's very small, and I don't know. You decide yourself here, but that's just not something that I would use to play games or anything like that. The Pixel Fold is a much better example of something done right, just because I can use the outer display completely for absolutely everything without question. While here, some things not great. You know, if you're typing out a long email, you might not want to use this front cover. Now you got to open it. So you have to do things to kind of get that full experience. Now we move on to another complaint that I have. What is this? Like, the app cannot change dynamically into the thing that we need. You have to click this button and you have to relaunch the whole game, and that really throws off the experience. So if you were using the other screen, then you get into a bus or something, now you have more space, well, now you have to restart the game, and that's just kind of whack in my opinion. And it's little things like that that you see throughout. Despite the software being very polished and everything, there's little things that throw you out of that immersion, and you wonder, like, is this worth $1,800? And I'll tell you straight up, it's not worth $1,800, like not even close. There's no way I would actually pay $1,800 for this. They have had some good trade-in deals, and that makes it kind of worth it. Like, if you can get this for $1,000 or $700 or so, that's worth it. In the same way how you can get the Z Flip 5 for $1,000 or $700, that's worth it. But this is still just not there yet for me. The inside screen, the colors and stuff, they're not fantastic. Leaves a lot to be desired. The outside screen is better, but the outside screen, that ratio just doesn't work very well. Camera wise, it is fantastic. It's a really good camera, just as good as the Z Flip 5 with a few more options, because of course you have one extra lens back there, so you have 3 total lenses. They didn't improve the interior selfie camera though very much. It's still right there, and it's very grainy and stuff, so you can't really use this for selfies. You could use them, I guess, for zoom and stuff, but it's going to be very, very bad quality. And here, when you're in certain things, let's not open that. There we go. So you can see that camera is kind of hidden there, but you can see the pixels, the dead pixels on there or whatever from the camera. So it's hidden, but not perfectly so. So if you open up the camera again, we can flip it around. The back-facing cameras are really good. You do have this feature where you can have the cover screen preview on if you want to take a picture of yourself, but then you have to kind of unlock this to use this side of it. And now the rear facing cameras are on, and so you can now grab it like this because this side is locked, and you can take selfies like this. How useful is this really, to take a selfie like this? Not great, and I'll tell you why. Because it's so wide that if you look at yourself on the cover screen, your eyes are completely shifted off of axis. That doesn't happen as much with the Z Flip 5 because the cover screen is right next to the lenses. So you can kind of see the difference. I'm looking at myself on the Z Fold 5 right now, and it doesn't even look like I'm looking anywhere near the camera. Z Flip 5, pretty near the camera. So yeah, for selfies and stuff, this is just ridiculous. You're never gonna take a great selfie with this. You would have to tell everyone to look at the lens. No one's gonna look at the lens because you're gonna look at the freaking cover screen. So it's not fantastic for taking pictures, even though the pictures are great. The video quality is also really, really good. The colors are very nice. They're warm. They're not like all over the place like they have been in previous years. So this new processor and stuff definitely works very well. Battery life, 4800 milliamp hour battery, I think. It's gonna last you basically the whole day. This selfie camera right here on the actual front of the device is actually quite good. It's 10 megapixels and it takes really good pictures as well. It's good enough where I would definitely never open the phone to take a selfie and then flip it around. Like, that's really wild. Like, this looks very nice, and the pictures that come out of here, so if I take a selfie, you can see right here, they're really good colors and everything. Like, the pictures look really good. Not a great picture, but they look really good. Here's another example. I was taking one, and they're good colors. The science is much better than ever before. A lot of pictures come out even better than my iPhone, depending on the situation. So it's definitely top tier camera. Is it the best of the best of the best right now? No, especially not on the video front, but it's really good, and I really wouldn't worry about it for most people. But yeah, again, those are kind of my main gripes with this. It's just the fact that it just seems, it's like a jack of all trades, master of none type of thing, but worse than that because it's not really doing everything at all the times. Like something like the Pixel is, because you can use the phone completely closed at all times, but here you're gonna wanna open it a lot of times, and I don't wanna open it in a lot of cases. Like, you're not gonna open this and use it one-handed so that you can type out. And then here, you're gonna wanna open it sometimes because you're not gonna type out a long email one-handed, and two-handed is just too crunched up and wild. So even if you have smaller hands, the phone just becomes bigger. It's just all over the place. I'm not sure why Samsung has decided to stick to this form factor. And for the price, I could never recommend this. And that's why I had to buy these and not get these shipped from Samsung, because I'm not gonna recommend something that I don't like and they don't like, that I've spoken bad about them in the past, and I don't care. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend this at full price. The Z Flip 5, I could definitely see you kind of falling in love with it and making that purchase for the full price, because it is a very fun form factor, very nice device, and has some nostalgia to it. So yeah, again, here it is, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. It's a very cool device, but definitely something that is just that, a very cool device that I hope becomes an amazing device in the coming years when Samsung actually does the things that consumers are asking for. And of course, the Z Flip 5, which I actually think that you should look into, because I think it's one of the best Android phones at the moment. It's just a nifty little device that is just fun, and every time you kind of grab it, it's just, it brings back that past, you know, of the folding phones and the Razor and all that. But it's more of a question if you're gonna put off with the trade-offs in comparison to other flagships right now that will give you better battery life, better performance, better selfies, etc. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Goodbye.